In this video, I'm going to compare the LTD version and refreshed version of the 2022 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss. The LTD version of the Silverado went in production last fall. Basically, they continued to make the same truck as 2021, but under the 2022 model year until they had a chance to start production on the refreshed model. I'm really excited for some of the changes that they have in the refresh model, and in this video I'm going to show you everything that I'm really excited about. As a reminder, I have no connection with Chevrolet. They are not sponsoring this video or paying me to produce this content. These are my own thoughts on the changes that are being made between the LTD and the refresh model. The LTDs are mostly what you'll find on lots today, so it's the middle of March 2022, and the refresh models are just starting to ship out to dealerships now. So as the year goes on, I would expect more and more refresh models to show up on the dealer lot. All of the images I'm going to show in this video are from the build and price tool on Chevrolet.com, so I definitely suggest if you want to look any closer at any of these images, you jump over there. And to be really clear, I'm talking about the LT Trail Boss here, not the custom Trail Boss. The images I took are all the base trim with no options or packages added. I did add the cherry red tint coat to both just so that'd be easier to compare. That's the color I ordered my refreshed Silverado in. And for the refresh model, I did pick the 5.3 liter engine because with the refresh, it's now standard to ship with the 2.7 liter, and I wanted the engines to be the same. If you're wondering how to get to the configuration tool for these two different models, go to the build and price tool, filter by the year 2022, and then by truck. There will be two Silverado 1500s listed. One will have LTD after it, and the other one will not. The one without LTD is the refresh model. And my understanding is that mechanically, the two trucks are the same. It's just going to be a few of the things I call out today that will actually be different. I'm going to start this comparison with the interior because that is what I'm most excited about with the refreshed Silverado. Just to remind you that this upgraded interior will be on LT and higher trim levels. In this case, I'm showing the LT Trail Boss and not the work truck or the custom Trail Boss. It has to be LT or higher. The lower levels will have interiors more similar to the LTD. The first thing I want to call out is the gauge cluster behind the steering wheel. With the LTD, this was mostly analog, and with the refresh, it is now a fully digital cluster. There are some presets that you can pick for which information shows, but then you can configure each section specifically the way you want it. So you can pick between, your speed, you can have a compass that shows your direction, RPMs, temperature gauges, stuff like that. I was able to see this in action in a new Tahoe that they had on the lot at my dealership, and it was really slick. One of the pre-configured one is called, I believe it's condensed, where it shows your speed really big and has everything else really small at the bottom as little bars for your fuel tank level, temperature gauge, and stuff like that. And I thought that was a really nice look. The next thing I'm going to compare is the center stack. So you can see the LTD here on the left has kind of a smaller screen with the buttons underneath. The refresh has a huge 13.4-inch touchscreen, an infotainment touchscreen. It has Google built in. So you'll have Google Assistant, Google Maps, Google Play, and it supports wireless Android Auto. It does also support wireless Apple CarPlay. And this was another thing I got to see in action with the new Tahoe at my dealer. So we were able to use Google voice commands to do things like change the temperature in the cabin. It's really slick. I think it's going to be a really nice feature with the refreshed Silverado. The next difference I want to point out is how you shift gears. So the LTD has the traditional column shifter. This is what you find in a lot of trucks. And the refresh is switching to an electric shifter, which is in the center console. I haven't seen this in action yet, so I'll reserve judgment until I actually get mine and I got to play around with it. But I do like the idea of it being in the center console. That is similar to the vehicles that we have today. And then one other small change that I noticed just from looking at the pictures were that on the left side where they have the different drive modes and how you turn on and off your headlights, they kind of move that down below the vent, and I think it just looks a little nicer down there and a cleaner look. For the exterior of the truck, for the LT Trail Boss between the LTD and Refresh model, it's all about the front of the truck. Most of the rest of the truck, as far as I can tell, is identical. But here you'll see that they did change the grille a bit and the front bumper between the LTD and the Refresh version. The LTD to me looks a little boxier and tougher, and the new one looks a little sleeker. I think it could easily be mistaken for like an SUV front end. I like both of them. I know that some people prefer the older one, so if that is something you're interested in, you better be looking now because soon it'll mostly be Refresh on the lots. They did move the bow tie up a little bit with the Refresh, and they now have a little sliver of color that goes between the grille and the bumper. Like I said, I like both. One thing I am really excited about with the Refresh is the black hood insert. The ZR2 has this, and I've seen a lot of videos of that. I think it looks really nice, and I think it's going to look really good on the LT Trail Boss as well. So that's one thing I definitely think will be nicer with the Refresh. Again, the rest of the truck, I couldn't really find any differences. I'll show some quick comparisons here, but if there's anything I'm missing, please let me know in the comments. Next, I'll show just a transition between the LT to the Refresh, just to kind of give you a feel, an overlay feel of what they look like. And then I'll take it back, I'll put it back to the LTD here, and then I'll do a side profile too. I'm not going to show all the pictures because again, like as far as I could tell, these are identical. So we'll go to the Refresh and then back to the LTD. Next thing I'll do is go through the colors. There are a couple color differences between the LTD and the refreshed LT Trail Boss. So the LTD colors are Red Hot, North Sky Blue Metallic, Silver Ice Metallic, Summit White, Black, Oxford Brown Metallic, which you can only get on the LTD. I do not see that on the Refresh. And then Premium Colors, which cost extra, Cherry Red Tint Coat, and Iridescent Pearl Tri-Coat. I'll go through the colors again now with the Refresh. This is Dark Ash Metallic, which is a new color, not available in LTD. Red Hot, North Sky Blue Metallic, Silver Ice Metallic, Summit White, Black, Sand Dune Metallic, which is a new color. You can't get that in the LTD. And then the premium colors, the Glacier Blue Metallic, the Cherry Red Tint Coat, which is what I ordered my truck in, and the Iridescent Pearl Tri-Coat. One thing I do want to call out between these trucks, I mentioned it earlier, their prices are actually pretty similar, but with the Refresh, they now come standard with the 2.7 liter engine for the LT Trail Boss. So if you do want to get up to the 5.3 liter, which the LTD comes with standard, it will cost a little bit extra. Please give this video a like. I will be doing a lot more videos once I take delivery of the truck later this year. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.